biggest thing would be how to structure your business. If you're going to start up your own business, you really need guidance. A lot of people start up their business, they don't file the right forms. If they try to incorporate, don't file everything, it ends up being a C corporation, which has a flat tax. Most people need to be an S corporation, which flows through to your personal, and then you're taxed at a lower tax rate. A lot of people start up a LLC because they just think, hey, I want to be a business owner, and that's the easiest way. But theoretically, depending on what they're doing, the amount of money they're going to make depends on the structure. So I think that's probably the biggest pro tip.
Welcome back to the 904 Pro Show, connecting you to local businesses. Today with me, I have Paul Wettrich with Beach's Taxes and Accounting.
Yes, sir.
Paul is one of our neighbors here, just right up the road on Beach Boulevard. So also a 904 Pro member. So Paul, glad we finally got you on the show.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, so pretty timely. I know we tried to root you away. He's looking a little stressed right now. It's tax season, so glad we had the opportunity to bring you in. And again, I think it was an important time to bring you in, even though you're a little busy. So
Sure.
Why don't you first just give me a little bit of your background, who you are, and what you do.
I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Went to Tallahassee to school and started selling insurance, which led me into the tax business. And when my time was up in Tallahassee, I decided to move to Jacksonville and open up my own business. And I was downtown for 18 years, and now I've been out at the beach for about 12.
Okay.
Or maybe 8.
Okay, awesome. Well, and I know your move out here, obviously looking through a lot of your stuff and getting to know you, pretty big into the surf community, so it makes sense to bring you further east.
Yeah. It did make sense. Plus, the fact that I had to drive downtown every day was not fun.
I did that for a little while, and I don't blame you.
No.
Even though we're not LA, it's still traffic.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk a little bit about taxes and accounting and all the things that are going on right now. So tell me and the viewers a little bit just about the core services that you offer. I think that's a great place to start.
Okay, we offer corporate tax preparation, guidance on how you should structure your business. We also provide personal tax preparation and accounting services.
Great. So basically stuff everyone needs.
Yes. Yes, sir.
It's really hard, at least from my perspective, and I've actually talked to a lot of friends and even our members who have had businesses for a long time, maybe even worked for a large corporation, but it's hard to find a tax and accounting professional. I mean, there's just so many. I think it's very similar to a lot of the service businesses around town. It's like insurance, pools, mortgages, real estate. I mean, you name it. There's just so many.
Sure.
So tell me some of the differentiators that you have and why your clients choose you.
I try to stay on top of my clients. A lot of people, I get a lot of people, new clients that say, I've been calling my tax preparer and no answer, no callback. I try to answer my call, answer your questions as soon as I possibly can.
There you go.
And I think that's very important.
It is.
If you call me, I'm really never off work.
I can attest to that. I've definitely texted him quite a bit as a new client recently, but no, it is. It's just having someone here, and it's not going with some of the bigger names where you're in a call center or some kind of answering service and things like that. It's someone that can sit down and really understand what's going on with me, my family, my business. So and having that coordination too, I think is a big thing.
Yes.
So how'd you get into taxes and accounting and finance overall? I'm always interested to see the path people took to get to their professional career.
So in Tallahassee, I applied for a job with my old business partner for insurance to be in sales. I saw an ad. I went probably over the span of about 2.5 to 3 weeks after work every day painting cars to get this job. And finally he said, the heck with it. Hire him. We actually spoke about this last night, but So he hired me. I got into sales. We started doing taxes for the clients that we were doing insurance for. And he ended up selling the business and moved over here because he was getting married. And I called him one day and I said, I'm kind of sick of this, and let's just do taxes in Jacksonville. So I drove over and we opened a business that year, 1995, I believe.
Okay.
December.
Nice. So I want to give a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. One of the stories you told me early on in getting to know you. The real reason that you got into this is flexibility, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't beat it. It used to be, when I first got into it, that it was very seasonal. It was literally 3 to 4 months, and that was it. And I was able to go to Nicaragua, surf, and have a good time. Now it's more year round.
Sure.
As I grew, I got, I had to do bigger, harder returns, and then that gets into extensions for personal and corporate. And so I pretty much work year round now.
There you go.
I do get to go to Nicaragua a couple months a year though.
Okay.
I squeeze it in.
There you go. Well, so let's talk about Nicaragua a little bit. That's a connection we have. I went down several times doing some community development work. I actually got engaged down there, which we've talked about, which is a really cool tie. I was on a surf trip and got engaged. And so let's talk a little bit about Nicaragua, because you have another business as well.
Well, I have my house, which I try to rent out. It doesn't rent out that much just because a lot of people right now obviously travel. Sure. And but I live on a mountain, so you need a truck to get to it. So a lot of people rent cars, but they should be renting trucks.
And but there is the availability to rent it.
Correct.
Great surf break.
Oh yeah, it's in Popoyo, the most well-known area, and I rent it weekly, daily, and I've got a driver, a cook, a maid, everything you want.
There you go. I mean, come on. We could just talk about that the rest of the time, but maybe not. But seriously, if you're looking to go to Nicaragua, I can say it's a place that I love traveling to, and if you get the opportunity, you need a place to go. Paul's your man. So let's get back to a little bit of the professional stuff, I guess.
Sure.
Explain to me some of the differences between what you're doing versus what, I don't want to name names, but some of the bigger things you see on TV that are doing Super Bowl ads and all that, like, you see that and they are trying to use technology, I think, as kind of their leader, where I just don't see the personal interaction. So tell me a little bit about the difference of, I guess, you versus big, but also maybe some of the dangers in people trying to do their own. Because I see a lot of that too. Go online, file your taxes for free. I don't know enough to do that. I've never tried it, but it seems pretty dangerous.
Yeah, well, from my experience, a lot of people do that, and then when I review the return, it's been incorrect in not their favor. So I believe that's the reason that some of these things are, the electronic world is not outlawed, because it saves the government money.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so if you mess up, it's a question-based program. So most of them.
Right.
So if you mess up one question, number one, you can't fix it. It's really hard to fix it. Number two, if you mess up and you're supposed to get $3,000, but you only got $1,000, who's going to notify you? You'd have to bring it in and get it reviewed. And then that's when if I find a mistake, I find a mistake. If I don't, then I tell you, you did a great job.
That makes a lot of sense. So you offer services to go back and look at previous years and things like that?
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You say it's like, oh, you messed up. You overpaid us. Thank you.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, again, if you, first of all, right now I know he's very booked, so maybe looking at next year's or having to review your 2020 going into next year. But Paulie's on Beach Boulevard, right by RP's.
Correct.
So just up the road from us here at the studio. You can find him online. We'll put his information down in the credits and the comments and things like that. And also, if you're looking to have an amazing trip down to Nicaragua, down in Central America, contact Paul. Yeah, Paul, actually, thanks for coming on the show.
Yes, sir.